rounded up. They have magic damage, they have stuns, they have way to push towers. So all they need to pick in the last 2 picks is like a carry that's gonna carry the game. But they have so much flexibility.
I like the Oracle ban. I think the PA ban was a mistake. I was gonna say that the Dark Willow really opened them up for the Abaddon pick. Because Abaddon is one of the best matchups against Dark Willow in lane, 1-to-1. Not only that, it also has purpose against the Bat Rider.
Yeah, I think this Abba pick is insanely good for Aster. I don't think, I mean, you know, I'm no puppy, but if you ban Oracle, then it will make sense to ban the Abaddon as well. Because the idea with Oracle is, okay, he's gonna purge my bet, or maybe Omni, but this Omni hero, I don't know, it's a bit sus. So yeah, I think the PA ban should have been the Abba ban, because now
or the Grimstroke ban, right?
Yeah, or the Grimstroke ban. Because now, if you look at Aster draft, I also love the Enigma. They now have the tower push. They have insane team fight. They have save. It's like their draft is really solid. Now they can pick any carry. They also have last pick.
Yeah, so yeah. Not the Ench ban makes sense because the Ench ban covers the Enigma 16-17. So they were gunning for the Enigma 16-17. Right now in this patch, Enigma doesn't really care about what carry he plays against. He's always going to have a good game. Right. What he cares more about is the support matchups like the Rubik and Winter Wyverns and Enchantress's deck. Either ruin his black hole timing or he ruin his laning. And it seems like a huge issue here because they have no black hole cancel. So Aster right now has insane late game. Not only they can turtle and buy time with the Abaddon, Secret has to run into an Abaddon, while Aster will just be content farming. While the Enigma big BKB black hole will definitely come out this game.
Do you think this is a good response from Secret to grab Monkey King here? I know you have Boundless Strike against the Eidolons. You have at least a little bit of laning presence, but I feel like your core matchups are kind of scary here. The Storm Spirit can catch you in the trees. You have the Enigma that had Midnight Pulse can catch you in the trees. Tiny can catch you in the trees. You know, it's
yeah,
it seems a little bit worrying.
I think it's Giga cringe, honestly. I think picking Monkey King in the Storm, that's a huge mistake. And Enigma, like this is like only you pick this hero only to win the lane against Enigma. But if the Enigma player is good, he will not lose his lane to Monkey King very hard. He will not. He'll just chill, farm, not overextend. He'll know his limits, and that's not a bad Enigma player. And in the mid game, you can easily cut your trees instantly on Monkey King. So Monkey King has to play so good in the mid game.
Yeah, I feel like there had to be better carries, such maybe like Alchemist or something that doesn't suffer so much from magic damage and is still fine against Enigma. Because as an Enigma player myself, I don't really care this Monkey King matchup. Because I mean the lane is somewhat hard, but the ability to cut like 700 AoE trees is insanely strong against Monkey King. But I think they just pick it as a comfort.
Yeah, Crystallis has been playing quite a bit, so maybe they're just feeling safe with it. Ban out some more carry matchups. They take out the Morphling. Aster take out the Dawn.
I think you should take out the Pangolier if they're smart. Because the only way to lose this game right now is if Enigma's Black Hole gets cancelled right now. So they're matching the offlane team fight, because China always prioritizes team fight a lot. And the reason why Dawnbreaker is a good ban is because when the Enigma Black Hole, the Dawn counters with the ultimate, so no one can die in the Black Hole.
Why do you like Pango more than Beast?
Beastmaster is fine ban too, but because of the Abaddon, because it's a little bit bad. But the Beastmaster is a decent ban, but Pangolier is more of a reliable black hole counter because of the swashbuckle with the Basher late game.
I think they should have banned Doom, because now if you look at because there's actually like no counterplay whatsoever. Once you cast a hole and you get doomed by this Axe Doom.
Actually, I just think about it, right? Doom, you self-doom yourself. You might be the first Dota hero play where you actively wanted to blink to a black hole. Me blinking to the black hole is a good play. I never thought I would say this, but Iceberg, you're a genius.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
It used to be the Nyx character. Now it's Doom Axe.
Now Aster need to figure out who they are going to get for Monet. Faceless Void is
first phase.
Oh, never mind. It's not an option.
immediately.
Yeah.
A lot of respect.
Said they go for Luna. Very blue draft from
I
Aster.
mean, Aster's lineup has, you know, some classic elements. This is a lane that I think especially Tundra played quite a bit, the Abaddon Luna. They played that, I want to say, half a year ago, where Abaddon, you know, you get the Luna aura, you can trade really well, and you protect her very well in the lane. You have the heal and the shield. And later on in the game, Luna can be a little bit susceptible in team fights to getting run at, but, you know, you have this naturally protective support. In addition to that, you also have the Tiny, who can also act as like a pseudo save. And overall, I guess Aster's lineup, they're just looking at having this amazing mid-game timing, right? With Enigma, Luna, and Storm coming together around Abaddon.
All right.
It looks very strong.
Red versus blue. They end up giving a resolution the Bat Rider in the offlane, it looks like. And I would assume that it's going to be a Nisha Ember Spirit. I don't think Chrysalis has much of a history of playing it. What's your opinion, Moon? Where are we at? Which team you favoring?
I'm heavily favoring Aster.
Okay.
However, Secret has out here. The out is they go aggro trial in the Earthshaker Fisher block and put the Bat versus Enigma 1v1. Because if this Bat Earthshaker lanes against Abaddon Luna, this guy will freeform completely. And then I do not see this Monkey King out carrying his Luna laning against Tiny Enigma. Because there's also the scaling of the Monkey King versus the Tiny, where I love playing Tiny versus Monkey King. I have high armor support that blinks in the Wukong trick. I can toss him out if he doesn't have BKB. And then this game he needs Wukong Ring to team fight.
Yeah, and I imagine that was the main reason for the pick. They need that team fight. Saberlight, I'm sad that you didn't get yourself Doom, but how do you feel about putting Rezo on the Bat Rider?
I think he's gonna do well. I think Secret are like stronger players, so I think they can win this through skill. But I like the Aster draft much more. I think the Enigma Tiny lane and the Luna Abba lane are both extremely strong. So yeah, I think Aster is gonna take.
It's ideal. I think if you don't get creative here, you're going to fall too far behind the. This Aster lineup is ahead in the mid game. I'm very, very much favoring them.
Let's get creative then. Let's send it to our casters for this game number 1. It's OD Pixel and Fogged.
Scenario for this matchup here in the upper bracket. Team Secret versus Team Aster. As we heard from the panel, they did seem to like the draft in particular that Aster was going for, and the potential for them to play it fast. We're seeing them finish it up with a Luna, something that not a lot of teams are going with right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see it too. I haven't gotten to see with the new change, of course, nighttime, the global aura that's going to be kicking in. So this lane dominance draft looks really interesting, but same time too, we have a lot of team fighting on both sides. So should be a really exciting game, should be lots of battles, and yeah, let's get into it.
Absolutely. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 ready to go here between Aster and Team Secret. We'll see what sort of matchups we get to start things off. I mean, so first up, in terms of the strengths of Aster, of course, it's the speed they will be able to play if they come out of the lanes in good position. What sort of stands out to you from Secret's lineup that's going to have the potential to be very strong against what Aster's going to try and run at them?
I mean, they just have crazy amount of team fights, crazy disables. Everybody has a form of a disable to deal with the Storm Spirit, right? I think that's why they kind of went for even this Monkey King, finished off the draft too with another hero that can go for catch too. They just have literally every single hero that can try to catch stuff. But yeah, Aster's draft is about putting pressure on early, and their draft is all about lanes right now too, right? If they come out of these lanes, which they should come out very far ahead in lanes, it's a strong draft to just get the push started with the Luna aura, with the Enigma Eidolons like they were mentioning on the panel. This hero does push towers down incredibly quick.
And if that push does start to come in, how do you sort of rate the potential for Secret to hold back against these early tower pushes?
They don't have like this crazy deep push that like, we always like talk about, like you're just like nukes from like a distance. They have good ways to fight around the tower though, and great ways to stall because of all these disables, fissures, brambles on the floor, sleight of chains being spammed too. So they have tons of harassment and poke from distance. That's gonna be a bit annoying, but at the same time too, you see Aster draft, they're prepared. They have this Abaddon, which is one of the better heroes that actually deals with this constant poke, because you're able to heal, shield, etc. to prevent stuff. And let's go.
I was practicing my
The action on the way here. And also just in terms of sort of player performance, from what you've seen so far here at ESL 1 Malaysia, who's sort of been standing out for you on both of these lineups?
I mean, one is very obvious, I believe. Nisha, absolutely popping off in most games. And then I think the interview we had earlier, and also the interview about Baboka was definitely very proper. He's been kind of the key element of aggression on the side of Aster, because you look at their draft and it's pretty reliant on him to be making a lot of these early first moves until the Storm feels comfortable to start making the early zips.
And
and he's on an excellent hero to do so this game. The Tiny already.
Brambles.
Bit of action here. Fish has been dropped down, and PQ's going to be trapped on the way out. That'll be first blood. A Secret claimed by Puppy.
Got to be careful. Like we said, everybody has a stun. They have a fissure, a root, they have a boundless, etc. So many different things that's going to be there to control.
Absolutely, yeah, in the team fights, PQ on the Abaddon, he's going to really have his work cut out.
He sure does.
In terms of keeping his cause alive and and knowing who to prioritize the saves for.
And when to prioritize shield in particular when he's watching out for Lasso, because later on it's going to be like if he shields some type of just slight chains, Lasso might come in from Rezo, so he does have to be quite careful.
Let's see some of these matchups. I mean, down on the bottom lane, and Monet on the Luna. How safe is he going to be down here?
He should be pretty
Rezo
safe.
on the bat, Zayats on the Shaker. Can they do much to pressure him, or is PQ just going to keep him completely safe?
PQ's going to keep totally safe. He even plays the mid lane really smart at the start. He shields himself, he TPs in, shields himself instantly, runs to the side, and then runs in with his shield so he can like double shield XXS.
Some good body blocks there, along with the creeps. Meaning that XXS could not get away in time. A second kill on the board already for Secret just a minute in.
I mean, that's big. These two heroes definitely do pose kill threat constantly on the Enigma, so really important that you're able to get these kills. Like Saberlight was saying, it's Enigma can sometimes just like always overwhelm these carries, just the constant denies that come up. But this lineup, this lane that they have, definitely has kill threat constantly. Killing the Eidolons as well with the Boundless Strike if XXS isn't careful. But they should be able to pull the lane back. That's always going to happen with the Enigma, so it's a death, but he'll be able to catch up just fine.
In the mid matchup, do you think we'll see close things or potential for Nisha to get ahead early as the Ember in this Ember versus Storm lane?
I think it's gotten better for Ember with like the Flame Guard changes that we saw a while ago, of course. Also, it's gotten buffed this patch. It's only 65 mana cost at level 1, so you're actually always going to be Flame Guard in the lane. So I think it's better for Ember than it used to be. This used to be that Storm favored matchup, but I actually think it's pretty decent for. Nisha, yeah. He's been getting a lot of help too. I think this is one thing I highlighted the other day too, is how much attention Zayats has been putting on the mid lane, and he constantly plays heroes that can just come in and go for a kill threat. Like a Shaker comes in with a Fissure, the other day he was playing Tusk, constantly roaming in, so I do think Aster will at least have to put some attention to help Ori.
See top lane, another attempt to be made onto XXS, but Boca will be able to keep him covered with the Avalanche.
Nice toss.
Actually going to toss Puppey in towards the tower, but the Shadow Realms are the ready. Be able to walk this one off, but you can see both teams on this top lane particular teasing with one another. Secret, they've got to be careful how close they get to the tower, and for Aster, XXS just step up too far. They have got a decent amount of slow and control between the two for that Chrysalis to build up those punches and take him down with a jingle.
Ori doesn't have the rune, as we were mentioning. Zayats checked bottom rune, Nisha got top, so already gonna try to apply some pressure onto this Storm Spirit. And yeah, I think this is the same lane they did the other day versus the Enigma and stuff, because this is really cool how you can always survive as this Willow. You get tossed back, they can't Malefice you because you just go into your Shadow Realm. That's really cool, actually, the approach from Secret to be able to protect and support.
See bottom, maybe a bit of an attempt for resolution here. As Monet and PQ chase him down, he has the Firefly up, and Liv very much see the real difference at the moment in the two side lanes. Oh, XXS! He's going to be able to get the Malefice off, but he will die for that. They'll need to find the trade here, and they will do so. It's a good job as well, because of course Baboka opting to throw Puppey back in does allow Puppey to get the kill, but it does cost him his life.
That's pretty huge. Gets him, yeah, gets him killed. 2 hits, just enough for Puppey. And in the mid lane during this, Ori actually had to go back to base. So we're already seeing a little bit of that cause and effect from checking the runes. Let's see if they help him get the next rune, and if Zayats is going to look to move away, because Zayats, as he knows, he can't really help the Bat Rider to pressure the Luna at all, so wants to keep moving to check those runes for his Ember Spirit.
Across the board, definitely the 3 cores of Aster overall having the better time. Monet very happy with the setup on this bottom lane.
And Baboka does go toward mid now, so they will be able to get that rune for Ori. It's to be expected that they're leading the lanes like this, though. Especially just the constant denies from the Enigma, and then just the Luna Abaddon being able to bully. Bat Rider and Earthshaker just can never pressure versus its lane because of the Abaddon.
Trying to pull the wave round each time.
He's trying to make sure he gets aggro of it. He will get it. Nightmare creeps, of course, spawning out here. Second set of them.
Cute. Nice in on this, but overall resolution able to find something from this and not putting himself in a danger. Top lane though. Toss back on Chrysalis. Stun the Eidolons. Catch any of the heroes here.
Oop, dodges some damage. We'll be able to jump.
He is away. Nice little jukes there from Chrysalis. Keep him alive in this lane.
But you can see the CS, as we said,
so much pressure on him.
It really is him as well as the Bat Rider. It's these constant denies that's coming out. Nisha is the one who is leading still. In that mid lane, he's going to be that disparity for Secret. And we are seeing Josiah still lingering around that area, as we mentioned.
Let's see if either the side can set something up here. All the level 6s are hit by either Spirit.
Nisha's gonna get it very early. As Moon was saying, you know, you get it a little later on these mid heroes now, rather than being at the catapult wave, you get it right afterwards. The Nisha's gonna hit 6, but Ori...
Radiant fortified their structures. Attack the heroes.
Nisha set up, but indeed Nisha quite with the mana to follow up with anything aggressive.
And now he's too low to be able to try to pressure Ori under the tower there. And Ori hit 6, so he actually hit 6 before Nisha does. Go. Yeah, but Boka's thinking about it. He was trying to predict the stun. He walks up and just stuns near the tower, thinking that Nisha TP'd inside the tree line. Nice attempt from Boka.
Nisha making sure that he was at an adequate distance of the lane, so that sort of play doesn't trip him up.
Rune will be secured though for Aster. Boka's just gonna take it. And in the meanwhile, also Zayats, we're seeing him stack. So hard camp stacks are being prepared for probably the Bat Rider. I think he maybe wants to save those for Rezo to get recovered, but I could see Nisha still just taking them. I think I would like Rezo to get them because of how hard the lane has been down bottom.
For sure, if they want to make sure Rezo can get like that first sight in time and have the impact that he needs to do so in order to make space, particularly for Chrysalis. We'll see how involved Chrysalis does get as the Monkey King this game.
Mid lane.
Early on, they'll be able to take down Ori there. The three of them just collapse in upon him, and no backup, no response, and not a chance really. The three of them killing him instantly.
So much disable he's going to watch out for this game. As we were mentioning, everybody on the side of Secret has something to catch him. Now I was looking, of course, we see that 3 points in Lunar Blessing, 5 minutes at hit, so nighttime, everybody, all the heroes on the side of Aster do have that little bit of bonus damage now, that plus 20. Yeah, kind of cool change. Lots of stacks, yeah, Zayats continue. Boka?
Something can go for some sort of setup, but success is here, so chase is hard. We're in the mid again. Both teams now having backup. A setup with the Fisher, but Ori has got PQ by his side this time. Miss Coil and a shield will keep Ori topped up and safe. Much harder, if not impossible, for these two heroes to make a move on the Storm Spirit once the Abaddon's in position.
Constant harassment though, these slights. For Nisha, he knows he has so much more freedom. He does not really at risk of dying too much in this game. It's really limited disables coming out from the side of Aster till later on when team fights start kicking off with like black holes and whatnot. He can push the limit of this hero.
Absolutely, yeah. So the only way that he gets caught is if he does overextend, but we've seen Nisha coming out with consistent top performances this LAN. Likely that he makes those sort of mistakes.
So aggressive too, just jumps under the tower mid with his Remnant, just keeps spamming the slights. This could be... about it, just keeps pushing him away from Rune.
He's going to chase for this one.
Oh,
Monet is here to try and help out. Fisher down onto PQ. They'll take out the Abaddon. There's still Remnants at the ready. Nisha. You can look to chase down another. The one charges from Monet, buying him a bit of safety. See the one final Remnant. It will get the job done. Nisha. Early moves and a big kill to find that. We saw how free of a start Monet was having. The perfect gank there from Nisha.
Executed to perfection from Nisha too. The Remnant usage to get the distance, waits for the last moment to use a Sleight of Fist after he gets consecutive hits, full Flame Guard. That was actually picture perfect from him. And a bit unfortunate for Aster, trying to protect the Abaddon with that Luna showing up for the first time after having that incredible game bottom. A lot of gold going the way of Nisha. Top of the network. And it's a level 6 Luna too, so actually almost level 8 now on Nisha. And Zayats also got some of that XP, so near 5 on the Shaker.
Nisha's ready to go again here. Doesn't only have, of course, the one Remnant charge, but plenty full of mana to play with. He has pretty much a full wand ready to pop if he does look to commit for this fight. Two of them down bottom again. Q and Monet by the tier 1 tower. Secret starting to collapse towards this area. They'll turn their attention over towards Baboka.
They got both D wards, Secret as well too. They got the bottom ward as well as the top D ward early on, and now they're going to steal some of those stacks that we saw the Luna was working on. Secret some really nice early moves here, 6-1, and after these lanes, I think Aster would have wanted to be, Aster of course wanted to be way further ahead with the way that they drafted this. The Monkey King is doing just fine, Bat Rider's recovering, so I think Secret's in a very, very happy spot right now.
I'm sure already sort of just threatening that pressure that they can apply into Aster's jungle, where indeed, as you say, Chrysalis top half of the map, he's getting his whole jungle to himself. Not yet a place that Aster themselves have been able to enter into.
Yeah, great skill build. I mean, it's kind of the obvious one nowadays for the Monkey King when you have this lane where you can't pressure. You just go for the farm build, max Primal Spring. An excellent job with that. Neutral item being picked up, Fairy Trinket for Ori, and gets a DD. So this could be pretty big next few moments if he's able to find something. He's got a lot of kill threat. Especially if he's able to find like the Monkey King or Bat, but Secret's not really showing them much. Rezo shoves the lane, Monkey King just goes to the jungle, so Right now, Secret playing a very good economy game. And look at that from Rezo. Q's up a Witch Blade in the off lane.
All right, wants
Cool.
to step up the damage output. See them set up with an easy kill with that lasso. Of course, a level 4 Abaddon has nothing to save himself here. Back over in the mid, Ori just having to get completely away from this mid lane. Was very concerned that the Secret were able to make some sort of opening, an initiation onto him.
He's gonna probably look to make the move top because he still has that bottle DD. So maybe wants to reset away, but mid tower is also gonna be pressured. So maybe he actually can't make the ways away from that tower here.
Yeah, it's the siege creep pushing in. This is going to be a fair bit of damage done unless Aster turn up for some sort of defense at this mid tier 1. But already the TP is going to be towards the bottom lane.
That's surprising. They're just gonna fight the mid tower for this type of play to kill it.
11 minutes in, it's early. He needs to find some sort of kill from this, but he's not able to get the open. He zips in, but as soon as he sees the TPs, Ori doesn't want to risk trying to force a play.
Oh, and this is a pretty rough move really for Ori. Now he's gonna lose his entire mid tower because that doesn't get the successful kill either. They'll get top tower, but losing mid tower this early to an Ember Spirit, that's not too common.
I mean, you see it in the gold as well. You know, Ori at the moment quite far behind that of the other cores in this game.
That's going to slow him down a lot too. That's his power room with his fairy trinket. That's like a big timing for him to find just an easy snag onto a support or something like that. Doesn't find anything. And now...
Oh, they got the chains into the Fissure.
Should be okay.
Don't quite have enough damage to burst him through that control, and Q is there at the side.
Nisha knows how much he can push his limits. You see that just like high-fiving, walking into them.
Radiant's middle tower can't have
Boca for the set.
That's it.
Around the sound effect, straight into the vortex. Oh, but he's got the slide of
He's
fist
alive.
off. He's able to jump away. Ori looks to check for Dias. With the echo into the
my
Fissure,
God.
locks down Ori. Nisha's gonna live.
You gotta be kidding me.
And now with a flame break thrown in, Baboka's getting low. Rezo's gonna look to chase them up to the tier 2. They're able to take down Baboka as well. I mean, how did he live there?
The stick, the slight, every little thing coming into play there for
mean,
Nisha. Oh my
And
God.
as you said, if the game wasn't hurting already for Ori, it's got to hurt so much then after that attempted play. He needed that kill. He went for it.
Oh, and they used so much too. They used Eclipse to try to bring him down. The fear
I mean, it
comes
looked like
in.
they were
It
going to
was
have, but I guess
everything.
the early level of Vortex, not enough lockdown, comes to an end. And yeah, even Puppey, of course, with that clutch 3-man fear, make sure there wasn't that final bit of damage output from any of the teammates. You know, Ori,
Wow.
I mean, you have to go for it. Nisha's so low, Ori commits, but Zayat's in perfect position, ready to stop him in his tracks with the slam.
And no hesitation, right? Instant Echo Slam to make sure he gets that snag. Secret 2K ahead. Aster's still very farmed. Monet as well as XXS are still really farmed on their heroes, just not able to show up to these fights because Nisha's pushing the limits of his Ember Spirit. Interesting pickup also, Nisha buys a Falcon Blade. So did get some slight buffs, of course, in the last patch, but kind of cool. Seeing a little bit of different stuff coming out from two of the cores on the side of Secret. That Witchblade, Bat Rider, now Falcon Blade on Ember to make him a little tankier. So this will also, look at his HP, right? The Corrosion, now the Falcon Blade, 1450 on an Ember Spirit is quite a lot at this point in time.
Absolutely, yeah, a couple of points in that flame guard as well. Gives him a good amount of effective HP you have to get through if you do catch him.
He's got an Arcane.
bottom tower is under attack.
Almost they could commit here, Secret. EQ is going to be around to help out. See Baboka transfer XXS back to a safe distance. Secret. Amnesia leading him with the change control onto Baboka. Wukong's command down from Chrysalis will trap in and take out Baboka.
EQ gotta run.
Does still have borrowed time at the ready. Will be able to poke it out of him. That Fissure causing a little bit of issues, but they'll still make it round the tree line.
This Arcane Rune is just crippling them, really. Look, he's barely even used any mana, and he pushed away 4 heroes nearly by himself.
Huge amounts of pressure.
They're just, I mean, they're getting so much base, really. Like we mentioned, like, this was Aster's time to shine, really, because of the way they drafted to be able to pressure lanes and stuff. It's just Secret running it.
See down in Anisha is confidently farming right in their face. He has got a remnant prepared for a quick escape. He wants to try and pressure for PQ. He knows that the borrowed time's on cooldown. Aquatic Shield blocking a fair bit of the damage from the slide, but another round of it, and he's going to be in trouble. It's the XXS though. Look down the Ember with the black hole. There's nothing to stop him. Anisha maybe getting a little too cheeky there under the tier 2. Zayat's also to fall. I mean, he was definitely pushing his limits there. I mean, obviously there's been no black hole casted yet this game. They knew it was going to be there. They're almost certainly going to lose Puppey as well. Maybe getting a little too ahead of themselves there, Secret.
Beautiful by XXS too. It's the identification. He sees the Fissure used, and the second he sees Zayat thrown out,
I mean, that has to
he
be
throws
right.
the black
That's
hole.
the only way. That's the only reason why Nisha's going to be playing like this. He thinks the Fissure's going to be there to cover him from a black hole, but indeed XXS. He knows once that Fissure's used, it's a free black hole for him to just drop down, guarantee the kill on the Ember, and at that point, of course, the supports are Secret. They're not getting away with being behind a tier 2 at 14 minutes in on Aster's side of the map.
Yeah, pushing the limit too hard there, Nisha. Zayats, yeah, probably being like, oh man, I really shouldn't have fished. They probably had this communication going on, but it happens. And now, as you mentioned, they still were farming fine on Aster. They were just getting bullied a bit by Nisha.
Yeah, Monet and XXS are in a very good financial position here.
Yep.
And it's Luna, Mask of Madness, Dragon Lance going towards that Manta style. I mean, once the 3 core items are done, Monet, he's going to be ready to turn up to the fights. They can just sort of keep the area safe around him. He will shred through the heroes, and a one team fight will result in 1, if not 2 towers being heavily damaged by the push of the Luna.
Absolutely. He just has to watch out for this core-to-core matchup versus the Monkey King. Just they have to have ways to either peel him out of that Wukongs or something along those lines. He has to be a bit careful of his positioning when he does show up to the fight. Because it is a bit of a one of those tougher matchups for Luna versus that Monkey King. Rune?
We'll see Secret settle down a little bit. I don't think we'll see them playing that aggressive for at least a few more minutes, or at least until they've got their next item online.
And not behind the tier 2 and diving into tier 3 at 12 minutes in.
Radiant are scanning.
But still looking to make these plays. Rezo with his newly picked up Blink Dagger trying to find a catch. They have more than enough damage if he does find anybody with the backup of Puppey and Zayats.
I mean, close to Ori. It would be, of course, a nice catch. He's already struggling, keeping him behind would be big for them, but Ori, few reactions. Rezo unlikely to find too big. Might be able to get a support. Oh, he's actually going to find XXS in the trees!
They're stunned.
Immediately on top of it. He knew it was there. Ori's going to come in with a backup. Wukongs come on off to the side, but they can walk out of it. Rezo will die for that attempt.
But Boca was ready so fast. I mean, that stun.
He really was. I mean, Rezo went straight for it, knew that XXS was hiding in the tree line, but again, this dangerous area of the map around this tier 2, a spot that Aster are not struggling to respond to Secret's moves with.
Now, Aster is here as a unit. Look at this. All 5 heroes brought down bottom.
Crazy Puppey might be in trouble as well. Shadow Realm, we'll see the Echo Slam drop, but it's not going to do the damage required. Zayats goes down. Nisha is going to miss the chains. Won't be able to control Ori. Ori's still got mana to play with. They're considering getting in aggressive. On the Crystallis, Ori zips in. They'll catch out the Monkey King. It's another kill for Aster. Nisha, he had to back off, had to reset. Poke back in with the slight chains. But there's 3 versus 5 here. XXS, 5 seconds until the Black Hole's back up. Secret, they've got to respect that. Maboka. Lost control here onto Resolution, into the Vortex, Malefice as well, Resolution taken down. And we'll be able to take out PQ in return, but again, another fight where it's just a little bit all over the place for Secret. They're losing control of this game, and Aster getting further and further ahead, and just look at Monet's farm. I mean, XXS as well just continue to be right behind him. These two, they're getting massive.
Yeah, the poke and prod continues to happen from Secret, but the numbers were there. Aster brought everybody so early on. It felt like almost over-forced aggression from Secret when Rezo tries to go for that Blink initial play early on. Same thing with this, right? Like, you could tell it's like, ooh, this doesn't look like he's going to have enough damage by any means, and he goes for it. So a little bit of awkward spellcasting from Secret, and Aster, excellent team fight. Abadi's just getting to free cast. PQ's just chilling.
Good read there from Ori, knowing that he had the ability to commit in as low on mana as he was. Trusted in PQ to have him covered.
They wasted the Eclipse, I think, at the end, ended up hitting this like a couple creeps, but you could see they didn't even need it. So, yeah, Aster, their big team fight lineup is coming into play when they're all together. And Secret with like this forced aggression a couple of times now, I think they're going to sit back, maybe finish up 1 or 2 of these next items. I think Zayats now has, does he have his Blink Dagger finished? I think he probably does in a sec. Earthshaker, yeah, so.
They've got to sort of reassess their movements, as the last couple of them have hurt them big time. Aster able to hold their own very convincingly in the team fights, and in situations as well where we've shown it. That last fight, XXS didn't even need to use the Black Hole. He still has that, so.
Or the Eclipse, as we were saying, like the Eclipse came in.
It didn't matter that it missed, yeah. So when those ults do come into play, it just goes to show how tough of a team fight Secret will now find themselves entering into, unless they can catch Aster, split up, or blow up some of these heroes from the start.
Which they still can't do. You know, they still have all this crazy amount of control, crazy amount of just poke and prod damage that they do have with their heroes, with the Earthshaker, the Slight, the Boundless, etc. So they could just assassinate a hero at the start, but yeah, EQ's just been on point, really, this Abaddon. They're all itemizing also for BKBs, even the Abaddon. He actually has an Ogre Axe on him too, so just trying to get anything to protect themselves versus this crazy amount of control, right? Like this Fissure, Boundless, etc. that we were talking about.
Empowers me. Dire's bottom tower
outside of that BKB, only really the last that they have to worry about. And we say they have the counter for that, the way to dispel it, remove it. Fighting into Aster's BKBs once done is going to be very, very hard for Secret. They've got to be much more tactful about the way they look to make the plays.
It's always just the threat of this black hole too that's always going to be coming out. So it's like this looming feeling that you have too, where you're playing a secret and you're knowing that this Enigma's sitting back and farming. You don't have a way to prevent the BKB black hole till later on when you have maybe like a lens on Batrider and stuff like that, and some extra cast range where you can grab them from outside of it. But it can be difficult to do that as a bat a lot of times. So I think for now they still probably want to get a bit aggressive on secret. Just sitting back doesn't feel too great into this Aster lineup. So let's see what they look to do. 'Cause with these double blinks, I imagine they want to try to make some.
Catch out Ori this time. Close. Show himself and immediately zips away, so prepared that we're going to be looking for him. We'll see Resolution continue to see if he can still find something out of this. He'll find Baboka.
Okay.
And they'll let Baboka go. There's no saving here, the Tiny.
Radiant's middle tower
Just,
is
they're settling there at that point for that kill. And Aster just continues to do a great job of keeping these lanes shoved. Mid lane is shoved out by Secret, but top lane constantly pushed by the Luna, who has the abandon next to him, and bottom I'm just seeing X success sending Eidolons constantly.
See Ori.
They might
He's going to find the setup here. Nisha TP's into the trees, Vortex into the black hole. Nisha doesn't stand a chance. Again, getting close to these tier 2s is not proving to be a healthy move at all for Nisha.
He didn't have Zayas close enough at all. XXS, no hesitation really there when he knows where the Earthshaker is.
Absolutely not. You know, you sort of see an Ember Spirit sitting like that as close as he was to the tier 2. You're dropping that black hole every time. XXS knows it. It secures the kill.
I think they're thinking about maybe going into the Roche because they do kill it very fast.
Monet having the farm that he does. Will be scanned
really
out, so Secret know they're playing around this area.
They want to kill first.
I mean, there's no Nisha for 10 seconds, and see Ori, he's already in with the setup. Gets the opening, the fear, it's only going to catch a couple of them, won't catch Ori, so Ori can continue to finish the kill with the help of Monet.
Secures him another power when the Haster will spawn top, so Ori will continue to be able to put on this aggression on the map with mana. Nisha gonna TP mid, but see Nisha now has to be a bit careful. He has BKB, so we'll protect him versus everything now that Aster has, but has to still be careful of this like toss back into Vortex play that we saw Aster do a couple times.
And you're absolutely right. If Secret lose another fight, they will be losing Roshan to the power of Aster. They can take it down very, very quickly.
They don't want to just run into it right now, though. Black Hole being on cooldown, it's a bit of a risk. Once they have, I think, the 2 BKBs, I think they can. Monet, actually, he has it done already, so XXS, I think maybe when he has BKB, then they can just kind of walk in and force the issue. But they also did play some, they did have this good vision that's kind of been down almost full duration inside the dire jungles. Just watching Secret looking to make any of these moves.
Radiant's bottom
massive ward. It's not been taken out.
They're gonna move straight for them. Ori, going for Puppey. Force out the Shadow Realm. Caught by the Cursed Crown. But see the rest of Secret smoking up to try and get over and to connect, but Puppey's already gone down. There's no further fight for Secret to be had here.
And Ori, 5-2 and 4 after having a little bit of a tough start. Everything has been perfectly recovered since then.
Yeah, he's now higher than any of the net worth of the 3 carries on Secret. Trying to set up on the PQ, but he has got borrowed time. So we'll be able to make them work for it. He's going to go for the TP out, and they'll actually force them to drop the slam just to guarantee that
was
they'll hold on the Abaddon.
Really nicely done from PQ. Seeing that the totem was used, all the rest of the stuns. And now they know, no echo for next fight, so that's pretty massive. Might see Aster actually look to make a move
I mean, absolutely.
before Black Hole's up, because 40 seconds, they might actually look to make it now that Echo's gone.
And there, yeah, just 200 gold or so, and the BKB will be done for XXS as well.
And then he has all that freedom, and it's going to be, like we mentioned, the only way really is up to Rezo if he finds some type of opportunity to be able to get that lasso onto him, but yeah, not easy. Or if he gets some fear randomization or something. Zayas up top, Nisha.
See over in the river. Resolution has been caught. They'll be able to dodge out the fear from Puppey. So Zayas and Nisha indeed trying to poke Monet on that top, but it wasn't doing anything at all. Back over towards the mid. Chrysalis did commit with the BKB for that play, but there was no fight to be had. Aster easily walk it off.
Terrorize also is committed too.
You still have to buy your stuff?
Aster continuing to just lead the map just constantly.
They're going to be feeling very in control of this game right now, Aster.
And they're just, I mean, every time I look at Luna, there's always just, PQ chilling right next to him. Never messing around, never wanting to do anything else. He knows his job this game. It's protect Monet. Never let him get lassoed and pulled out of position. A really great positioning game from Aster has been on point after the laning phase. Always knowing where the aggression's coming from Secret, but both on point with these tossbacks.
I'll just go for Rezo here. Shows himself in the mid lane. Ori Baboka goes straight for him. Rezo goes down again.
Damn. Yeah, Aster really just keeps on being the same thing. They're one step ahead of Secret, getting these constant picks.
And now you can move into the pit.
Now they can go. Yep.
And chances of Secret being able to interrupt this? I mean, they could try, but it's going to be so risky.
I don't think you can, honestly. I think it's kind of a death trap. You know that they probably have
I mean, they might just lose heroes. Maboka jumps up to the high ground, catches Puppey.
God, I hate that run through.
Secret's completely lost control of this
They
game.
really have. Ever since that dive on the tier 2 down bottom, they've lost their flow, and Aster just in full control, hitting the timings that they need to be. Monet, absolutely massive. This Roshan, it will be theirs. Of course, with the Aegis in their hands, you can definitely expect to see Aster start steamrolling down some of these lanes, taking the tier 2s, and maybe even pushing it up towards the base of Secret. The question is, if Secret are in a position right now where they're ready to deal with this incredibly strong team fight with these BKBs on Aster.
Got to be some lasso plays. I don't know if the base push will really come out this early on, but either way, Aster's going to be able to secure easily the tier 2s, and it's going to be really difficult for Secret to fight into this, because now Ori's going to have BKB of his own. So he didn't have it during all this last few moments versus all these disables of Secret, and he hasn't been taken out more than the twice.
And as you say, you know,
Huge.
PQ's been working on it for a bit. He's also just a recipe away. These mass BKBs soon to be ready on Aster.
Top time.
Dire's top tower is under
quickly be
attack.
brought down. Maybe they actually can.
I mean, they're so strong. I don't think there's too many reasons for Aster to hold back. If they want to go for the high ground push, they could definitely see what happens if they try.
Agreed. The only thing they need to watch out for is the lasso pullbacks. PQ just has to be on point with it, being able to protect.
I think it's going to be a tough defense here for Secret.
Oh, and they might catch something.
They do outside of the base. They catch Zayat. He's out for 40. Did spend him, I believe, the blink. Oh, the black hole! He's in excess and he gets the 3 of them! A beautiful jump there past the tier 3s! They're out of the game. The push will continue.
XXS MVP for sure this game.
I mean, and they're ready for more here. Puppey's got to back off. There's no stopping them.
It's a wrap.
Aster, they're just straight up on this top lane. 27 minutes in, 10k lead. The full ranks is going to be theirs.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if Secret can slow them down this game.
They're picking tier 4s.
I mean, keep pushing. Go for the tier 4s. Go for the game. They
Look how
haven't
much
stopped
damage.
you yet. I don't think they're going to stop you now.
This might just be it.
Is under pressure.
15 seconds, actually. Let's see if they get the respect. The glyph is going to be forced. Okay. They'll back up. Boy, though. Aster.
I mean, it's full butterfly on Monet. It's like this.
I mean, the biggest thing is I'm most impressed by XXS is because the lack of hesitation that he's done this game. Bottom, you saw Fissure used, immediately black holes. Mid, he sees an opportunity, immediately black holes. Top, instantly too.
We'll see back in action. Either setup, we'll see again. A
Picture perfect.
fantastic black hole there from XXS. He's been playing it cool this game. And Secret just completely shaken up. They had that opening. It looked like they were sort of hitting their stride, but again, to draw back to that, just stepping a little too deep and getting a bit ahead of themselves. You can't do that against Aster. Aster, they will just slam you down.
Especially now with this group up, this push lineup that they've gotten with the Abaddon, trying to go for these plays. Now whenever Aster's grouped up, it's such a strong push.
Dire's middle tower is
butterflies,
under
you said.
attack.
Yeah,
Next tier
PQ's going to have his BKB out for the next fight.
Oh, God.
So there's no stopping him from getting the spells off, getting the saves off. How on earth do you make a move here if you're Secret? Anybody stepping outside of the map, Baboka's finding them, taking them down.
Now, this Tiny and Enigma have just been complete thorns in the Secret side.
Dire's middle tower is
They couldn't stop them on the top lane. See what they can do here in the mid. Black hole, not quite online yet. So one less thing they have to worry about for now.
They can't stop this. Monet's full health.
He's got 2
Gonna
lives
keep
as
getting
well.
healed.
Still nearly a couple of minutes left on the Aegis. And just tearing through these buildings with how farmed this Luna is.
And look, PQ's even being careful. He's not throwing the shield every time either. He's waiting with the shield just in case some type of Bat Rider comes in. He's just throwing the heals for now.
Dire's middle
On to tier
barracks.
4s again.
They can go for some more tier 4 damage.
No glyph.
I mean, Ori, he's ready to zip in deep. He's looking for the setup. He's going to be opening up to Zayat. Zayat's out of the game. Has got money for buyback, but the tier 4s are gone. The Ancient's exposed. Monet, is he going to continue to try and close the game up? They'll try and approach him. Secret, they've got to fight now if they want to hold on in this game any longer. The fear coming out. BKB's already there from PQ, so he can still get the same on onto Ori. Ori's able to zip out. Double buybacks out from Secret. They're trying to deal with Monet. He's still got a minute left on the Aegis. Crystallis dies within his own Wukong's command. Buyback from Resolution. Puppey's desperately trying to finish off Monet. He'll be able to do so the once. See if they can do so a second time. No buyback available on Crystallis. It's just the 4 of them.
Aster's buying back though. The Abaddon and Tiny running back. They know this is the end of the game
I
here.
don't think they could control this Luna Secret.
He has a Satanic now too.
And Black Hole's ready.
Uh-oh.
Puppey stepping up. Got to be so careful. If XXS finds the jump, it will be GG. There's the jump already over towards Resolution. Slam comes out for sight. It's a solid
Pretty
one
good
on
one.
three of them, bringing down PQ low, but the shield's still there. PQ will live. Another dead. XXS dropping the black hole to hold down Nisha. There's no further buybacks for Secret as Monet back to the base. Nisha will be able to get the kill, but they're just looking to end it. Nisha's got to do something insane to hold this off, and he cannot do so. He's got no mana, no health left. Monet looking to close it up, secure the win here in game 1, and they'll get it. GG is called. Aster will take this game 1.
That was just, it was so impressive, really. After the pressure that Secret was applying, especially Nisha with that arcane rune, trying to push his limits, but Aster, they get this kind of like momentum because they get this group up with their lineup and just find kind of the perfect fights. XXS in particular, I mean, a perfect game really from the Enigma. You could not ask for more.